The AirPods Max were released in December 2020. They're still rocking the same design, same lightning port, and haven't been refreshed in over 3 years. So are they still worth your money in 2024? To be able to answer that question, we need to dive into the AirPods Max in a little bit more detail, starting with audio quality. Realistically, 95% of people who pick up the AirPods Max are going to be more than happy with the quality of the headphones. If you're one of these people who wants the best headphone possible, or you're an absolute audiophile who cannot accept anything other than the most perfect, crisp, accurate and realistic sound quality there is possible, you're not going to be buying the AirPods Max. I'm no audiophile. There are loads of other people on YouTube who can give you a much more accurate audiophile take on these headphones. But if you're an average consumer, if you're an Apple fan, if you're someone who just wants a really, really good headphone for sound quality, these headphones are going to be a really good choice for you. The design of the headphone is probably the second reason anybody buys a set of headphones. Behind audio quality, a digital crown button and a noise cancellation button. The other things you've got are your lightning port on the bottom and then a couple of mic slots here or there around the rest of the headphones. And other than that, that's your lot. It's very Johnny Ives styly, it's very simple, it's very classy, but it's so iconic. You spot a set of AirPods Max so quickly when you're walking down the street. And they set the standard on what headphones should be and what they should look like. They're a beautifully simple, typically Apple design. 95% of your interactions on the AirPods Max come from the digital crown. You can answer your calls, decline your calls, turn your volume up or down. You can skip or go backwards on your music. Most of the things you're going to interact with these things come on the digital crown. And if you've used an Apple Watch before and you've got used to that silky smooth rotation of the digital crown, this is exactly the same. You get a little bit of digital feedback. When you rotate it, you'll hear a little click through the headphone. So it's just nice reassurance that you're rotating it and there's an input being given. The second thing that you're going to interact with your headphones on is the noise cancellation. And the noise cancellation on this thing is phenomenal. It is industry leading, in my opinion. You can be walking down the middle of the street, traffic everywhere, and you don't hear any of it at all. You can be sat, like me, at home, kids running around going crazy, noise cancellation mode on, you don't hear a thing. The noise cancellation on this thing, even though they're 3 years old, in my opinion, still hasn't been beaten. On the other side of that, transparency mode, it literally is like you're not wearing the headphones. You press transparency mode with just a single click of the button, and instantly you're transported as if into the room as if you're not wearing a set of headphones. The battery of the AirPods Max is still up there with the very best there is out on industry right now. Doesn't quite compete with the JBL Tour 1 M2s, which has anywhere between 30 and 50 hours of battery life, but they still come with a solid, respectable 20 hours of battery. Now for most people that's going to be enough to get through the day for a number of days and do you fine. You can have a very quick 5-minute charge that gets you 90 minutes of battery with the AirPods Max. So when you go to pick up the headphones and they're dead, within 5 minutes you've got 90 minutes, which will be enough to get you by until hopefully you can get them back on charge again. You can't necessarily turn the AirPods Max off, which in my opinion doesn't make sense. But they do claim that when you put them in the smart case, this terrible, terrible case turns it into an ultra low mode, whereby they claim you can get hours and hours and hours of standby mode. But I'd rather still be able to turn the AirPods off, give me an off button, make me press the digital crown for 10 seconds, anything to be able to turn them off and be confident they're turned off. For me, I think that just makes much more sense than ultra low mode. The insides of the AirPods Max is where if you're in the Apple ecosystem, these devices just come into their own. You connect once to probably your iPhone, and then it just automatically syncs to your iCloud account and then is immediately available across all of your devices. So you can be playing on your iPhone, listen to some music, put it down, start working on your MacBook, and it instantly transitions. I've got, again, the Sony MX4s, and you can connect to 2 devices on these. Whilst it's not too bad for most of the time, I've got them connected to my iPhone and my iPad Pro, and they're the 2 devices that I use most often out and about that I'd use my headphones with. But at the same time, AirPods Max connect to every device you have, so it can be my iPhone, my iPad, my MacBook. It doesn't matter. And that, as an Apple kind of user, that simplicity is brilliant. It is fantastic. It is what all devices should be able to do. One quite useful feature of the AirPods Max is the cushions in each of the ear cups can be replaced. So they just pop out, really easy, really simple. They kind of got magnets on the back of them, so you just place them straight in, they hook in. They don't come out, to be honest with you, so you've actually got to pull them out. There's a little bit of pull, which is quite good. Just be careful, because if you were to swap the left and the right over, the little cutout that you can see on the side here would then cover up that little sensor that you can see just inside. So that detects if you're wearing the AirPods or not, to then stop and start your music. So if you get the left on the right, then that little hole will be covered up and the sensor won't work. One issue with the AirPods Max is the weight. I transitioned from the Sony MX4s, which is still a fantastic headphone. But when I transitioned to the AirPods Max and I put them on for the first time, I realised just how heavy they are. Now, you get used to it after a while and you forget how heavy they are, but as soon as you pick up a different headphone, like the MX4s, you soon realise how heavy they are on your head. And for me personally, when I wear the AirPods Max, they pinch the top of my head. There's a lot of pressure just above my ears. That won't be the case for everyone. That's just the shape of my head. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing Apple can do about it. So it isn't a criticism. It's just an observation from my perspective. They do start to pinch the side of my head and it does start to ache a little bit more so. Whereas when I wear the MX4s, because they're so light and they only put a little bit of pressure on the side of my head, they sit more comfortably and I could probably use them for much longer. But when I wear them to the gym and I'm doing anything slightly active, there's not enough pressure for the MX4s to stay on my head. Whereas with the AirPods Max, I've been running, I've been jogging, I've been to the gym, and they do not move off my head. But they do start to make me feel a little bit like I've got a headache. One thing that annoys me a little bit about these headphones is this. You take them off, you let go of them, and they smash into each other. Or if you pick them up and you're trying to put them into the case, they just hit each other all the time. And let's not get started on this case, because is that a case? There is so much of that material being exposed that when you pay £499 for a set of headphones, you want them to be looked after, you want them to be cared for, you don't want chips, you don't want nicks, you don't want damage caused to them. And the fact that so much of that material is exposed when you're paying £499 is ridiculous. I want just what you get with most of the headphones is a small compact case that you stick the headphones in and you know that they're secure, you know that they're not going to get damaged. You can chuck them in your bag with confidence. With these though, you're still going to want to get a case for the case, which just blows my mind. We can't talk about AirPods Max without talking about the Lightning port. And the fact these AirPods Max are still rocking the Lightning port in 2024 is, well, awful. I know Apple have got a planned AirPods Max refresh, which we'll get onto in a little bit. But in 2024, for the AirPods Max to still be rocking a Lightning port is genuinely awful. They need to update it, and we need to get away from Lightning completely. It's one of the last devices that means you've got to have that pesky Lightning cable stuffed in your bag when it's pretty much the only thing that's going to need it. We need to transition to USB-C so we can get rid of Lightning and live in a world where it's nothing but USB-C. So would I recommend the AirPods Max in 2024? No, but not because they're not a good headphone. There's lots of rumours out there at the moment suggesting Apple are going to be releasing an AirPods Max 2 at some point in 2024. So if you're going to drop £499 on a brand new AirPods Max right now, when in a few months' time we're most likely going to get the AirPods Max 2, you're going to regret it. There's going to be a new chip, USB-C, a lighter design, and all of those things are going to make an impact on the daily use of your AirPods Max. So if you're considering it, I'd give it a few months before you decide to plunge £499 into the AirPods Max. Thanks for watching, guys, but before you go, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because it will really help me keep bringing you content that I hope you enjoy. Speak soon, out.